Excuse me. Good morning, ladies. That was a bit of a joke start, wasn't it? I feel like an old car. Pull the joke out, Pen. Welcome to Penny's place. It's overcast. There is some blue sky, but I've turned the fan off because I know it's so noisy. But it's warm and clammy without it. Anyway, get on with it. So I was showing you some coasters I'd done the other day, and well, half done anyway. And I mentioned how I did the wet napkin for decoupaging it, and a couple of people seemed interested in that. And it is a lovely way to do things. I'm not sure if you could be as good on bumpy stuff or glass. I imagine glass and anything like that it would do, but I find this is the best way for me to have a nice smooth surface. So this is my one collection, which I'll talk about again after. So all you need are napkins. Now I'm very low on this size, you know, just a little picture. A lot of my napkins are huge things. So what you do, as you know, is take 2 layers off, and I usually do it the sellotape way. So then you've got that one piece of napkin. You also need a piece of nice plastic something or other, so it's bendable, and these pile protectors are just absolutely ideal for this, because you can scoop them up, scoop your water back and turn them over, and your napkin sits on it. So excuse me again, I'll show you how I did it. So these are some more coasters, and all I've done is given them some gesso, and one side a coat of white. It says I want the white background, and I've given them a little bit of a sand, just to, you know, just to make sure there's no big lumpies on there. So that's them. So what we're going to do is put your napkin, whichever one you want, face down, because that's going to be turned round, okay, and placed on your coaster or whatever you're doing. So it sounds very dramatic, this, what I'm going to do, and I can't get going because I've forgotten to put out oh, here it is. I find this type of brush is the best for brushing away bubbles and things like that. A fan brush, you can use it nice and delicate, like. So yeah, so that's that. And also you need a glass of water, clean water preferably, and something to mop up. Now these are like dried, they're not baby wipes or something like that, but they're dry, and this is absolutely perfect, and I can use them time and time again, because I'm just using them on clean water. But they mop up smashing, and they're delicate enough to use on your napkin or rice paper or whatever you're using. So that's what you need. You've got your brush, you've got your water, and we'll begin. So I like to get everything just half prepared anyway, so I'll move them so they don't get wet. And I know that's the tile I'm going to be working with. Yeah, that one. I have to feel everything. So here's the water. Okay, let me just check you in. Are we in situ here? Yes. It looks dramatic, that, doesn't it? Oh, it is dramatic, Pen. Right. And then, but you really need to soak it. This, you really do need to soak it, okay? So I'm going to pop it about a bit, and then I'm not taking any water off yet. I'm just going to be very as delicate as I can anyway. Just take, oops, there we go. See, I'm not delicate at all, but I wet that in case it was sticking. Got to try and just very delicately take some of the bubbles out. You see, I'm going to put a bit more on, just so that the bubbles, more or less, the bubbles are floating to the side. You're not You can get rid of them in a minute with tissue. but it is a process you can't really rush, you know what I mean, which doesn't give me much hope at times. So we're just gently doing it. You will find a much better, I put my hand in the way, didn't I? You will find a much better tutorial, I promise you, on a lady, I don't know her name, but she goes by the YouTube name of Dainty Gifts, okay? Dainty Gifts. Now, she did this process 2 years ago, and I had done it last year on 1 or 2 items, and of course, as time goes with old age, you forget how you did it. So I looked it up again, and she'd not really done anything new, I don't think, but that is still there anyway on YouTube. So, you know, right, that's as much big bubbles I'm going to get out. Could go forever, couldn't you? And I'm going to pick it up, try not to tip it the other way. That's why I need mop bags, you see, because you just get it everywhere, really. And what I'm going to do with this is just mop up around it a bit. But do be careful of the actual thingy. But I'll fold that up in like a little parcel, if you will. Yeah, there's a breeze, but it's not coming this way. Since I've claimed this room, which used to be my son's room, as my craft room, I do really wonder how he managed to more or less live in it, you know, because you know lads are like, they're just up in the room, aren't they? And this room gets every type of weather. If it's cold, it's 10 times colder in this room. If it's hot, it's 10 times hotter in this room. And in them days, of course, he didn't have central heating or anything. He just had a little electric fire, which nearly turned out to be very, very dangerous. Looked, good job I went to check on him. He was doing homework. And his fire was very close to the wardrobe. Yeah. So, but anyway, we're still here. So, that's as far as I'm going with that, because you could go on forever, especially with me chatting. And then you get your board, easy peasy, pick it up, won't fall off, she says. I'll just write that off a bit. And then you're just going to, you can slide it. I hope you can see on this, I really do. So I can't move my hand. So all I'm going to do, I definitely want that robin in it. I don't have to have all of the bird help in it. I don't. So I'm just pressing down a little bit, and then I'm going to get one of my X cards. What was this one? Taste card. NatWest card it is. And just gently, very gently, kind of smooth out over it, okay? Like that. So you're pushing all the excess water out, and plus you're smoothing your tissue. I'm hopeless with Mod Podge. I seem to get it goes lumpy or something. I don't know. I don't water it down enough. Maybe I water it too much and then it rips the thing. I don't know. But me and Mod Podge are not very good friends sometimes. And then when you've done that, you get your brush. And I'm having trouble seeing myself because my light's not on the work. But very carefully. There we go. That one's just a little bit goody there. I'm just going to, in fact, I'll put that back and I'm just going to try and get that little bubble out there, crease out there. Let's see if I put my hand on it. So you can be a little bit more firmer when you've got you're protecting it with this plastic, aren't you? You're not straight onto the thing. I think that's going to be all right when it's all done. So there, you take that off. It's like a miracle. And then, just so I can pick it up basically, I'm just going to take the excess off. Okay, like that. Let's take the excess off. Now I'll show you what we do after. Just bear with me. Usually I've got my head close down to the desk to see what I'm doing here. So I'm sure you'll do it much neater than me. And as I say, do look up Dainty Gifts, because it's a very, very good tutorial. She knows what she's talking about. Okay. And I don't know what to have for lunch today. I had soup yesterday and there's still some soup over. So I might have the rest of the soup with a bit of basil or something on top. And a sandwich. Super sandwich. Right, I know I'm not very happy about that. I can see it myself. But I don't think it's going to bother me when the other layers are on, you know, when I've painted it a bit and everything else. Ooh, my arm. Ooh. Oh, woman, my arm doesn't like going that way. I'm just going to pick it up if I can. There we go, I've smudged that. So that will just go on a tray and dry. I don't know if I'm put my hands in the way. So that'll just go on a tray and dry, and you can still mess about with it after. I'll show you. Right, where are you going? Sit there. There we go. Let's clear up my messy table. Bear with me a second. You could put a towel underneath, but I like a very flat surface. You put a towel on, it's not going to be flat like a glass top, is it? And they just wipe up, honestly. They're not precious, are they? And that, of course, you're not wasting. You can use that again and again and again. Along with your brush, you can squeeze them out and you can use them again. Okay? I wouldn't use the water for anything else. Don't make tea with that water or something like that. So once you've done that, you're ending up with something like this. Let me see on mine thingy. Yeah. So what I did was, I put a layer of either thin varnish, matte usually, or you can use your Mod Podge when it's dry. Don't do it when it's wet. When the thing's dry, and then you can go over it to seal the top, yeah? Then what I do is I try and mix up a bit of paint, you know, towards the background. And this one had like a very, very thin bit of green and then a big border of white, which I didn't like. So I've gone all green around it. But these were my like practice ones, if you will. So once you've done that, and you can go around the edges as well. I then decided, I know it doesn't look like this, you're going to be shocked, but I decided to use a crackle. I've not used crackle for ages and ages. So I used this one, which is, I mean, it's pent out and it's a good make, isn't it? Anyway, that's component one, and that's what I put on first. Let it dry completely. I then put on component 2 and let that dry, and I couldn't see much in it myself. Couldn't see much in it, and there is, but they're very, very, very fine cracks. So I don't know whether I should double up my thickness of one of these. If you know, please tell me. But I do think Dainty Gifts was having a bit of trouble with hers, but she definitely had more cracks than what I've got. So when that was done, I just used chalk. I've got an old little palette, you know, of chalk. So I just crushed up a little bit of chalk, brownie colour, and spread that with a clean cloth in between, hopefully, to get them. But I'm not impressed with the with this at all. But it's most probably me, something I've done. But I'm calling them my farmhouse series because, you know, it's shabby chic farmhouse. Nothing's perfect, is it, in the farmhouse? So normally on mine, I'll paint the back and varnish it and varnish it and varnish it, you know, like you do. And I was trying to cut down really on that section. So I saw on the internet that Hobbycraft were doing a little roll of cork. I thought that would be handy. It is a little roll because look, there's a big board thing in there. But anyway, it wasn't expensive. So I thought, yes, I've not used cork on them before. And I like that very much. I'm very happy using cork. It makes a big difference. And I don't know if you've got a glass table or something, it's a better sound, isn't it, putting one of these down than, you know, than that one. The other mistake with these, I think that's what I was going to tell you. Oh yes, and it's had 3 layers of varnish, just normal gloss varnish I put actually on this, which is ash tree acrylic gloss varnish. Now I have had it a while, this, so whether that's affected it I don't know, but anyway, I lashed on 3 layers on that. Let them dry completely in between, and that was about it. I think I can't think of anything else I did, but as you can see, I've got 3 little pigs and one, I think it's a cow. I thought it was a goat at first. It's a pig, a cow. So it's not a perfect match because I didn't really want to do 2 cows and 2 pigs like you do. So if anybody's interested in these, if you comment down below, I'll finish them off naturally, nicely. If you comment down below, I'll put all the names in a hat and I'll draw you out, and I'll send them to you if you want them. I've not got hardly any of this size napkins. These are the only other ones I've got at the moment. There's 2 foxes there and there's 2 owls, which are nice, and I will use them up. But what I do have, where have I put them now, are quite a few big ones. This one's gorgeous. It's a kingfisher in the snow. It is a beautiful one, that. And there's our robin, which you can cut out and just use that. You could rip it around the holly and just use that somewhere. You know, there are a lot of uses for it. So what I was thinking was, if you comment and I put all your names in a hat, and if I've got your address, I'll send it straight out. If not, we'll have to email each other. Excuse me again. And then I'll also add some napkins to you. And maybe if you've got any smaller napkins, you know, the smaller design napkins. I think they're called tea time, aren't they? Tea time, something like that. Maybe we could like do a swap that way. So I'll leave that with you. And I'll get on and do some more decoupaging with those. I'm going to call off now because it is lunchtime, but I might just come back on and show you something else. So thank you very much, ladies. I hope it wasn't I hope it was you understood what I was saying, type of thing. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Have a good day. Stay safe. Bye for now.